Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Wimbledon Spiritualist Church, our Sunday service for the 27th of December. And a gentle hint to everyone, and I'm expecting the postman to be very busy tomorrow. It's my birthday tomorrow. So just think of the poor postman in Mitcham delivering all my post, and the poor internet connection at Virgin being worn out with people keep saying, "Happy birthday, Ray." But I jest, I truly do jest. I'd like to welcome to our service this morning Reverend Rose Anderson, who will be doing the clairvoyance, the Reverend wife, Jackie Robinson, who will be doing the address and doing the reading, and I extend a warm welcome from myself, those who don't know me, Ray Robinson. So we have a lovely day looking forward today. Here in Wimbledon, it is sunny. I know many parts of the country you've had the, thank you, Claire, had rains and floods of rains, and we've got a friend living in Bedfordshire, but Teresa's okay, she's fine at the moment. So we extend our love and strength to all those people suffering with the floods. So, my friends, let's open our meeting with prayer. O Father God, we ask thy blessing upon this service and upon the instruments to be used here this morning. In opening up this service with prayer, we're extremely mindful of the needs and wants of so many people in this country and around the world. Those that are in hospitals and those who are in need because of the virus, food, lack of food, and hunger. And especially we think of the homeless who have not always been able to get into homes and places this day. Let us give our blessings and strength to all of those people. And I extend that love and blessing to you all in virtual world, that you remain blessed in your homes and safe within your homes. We ask this prayer in thy name, through the name of God, our Heavenly Father, the Divine Spirit. Amen. Thank you very much, Dynamic Spirit. Thank you very much. Well, friends, we're now going to say the God Grant Me Serenity, which Richard's going to put up on screen. If all of you can say it together, it's a very important aspect of our service. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Living one day at a time, enjoying one moment at a time, accepting hardships as the pathway to peace, taking in all that is there. As he did in this sinful world, it is not as I would have it, trusting that he will make us strong and well, if I surrender to his will, but I may be reasonably happy with all that's going on forever in my heart. So mote it be. Thank you, friends. Sorry I didn't read all that very well, but my dyslexia is not good this morning. It's me old age. I'm becoming 62 tomorrow. So I remind everybody that if you wish to give a donation to Wimbledon Spiritualist Church, please, please, please donate if you can. We're not running short of money, but like all places, we need to still pay our gas and electric, which is quite enormous here at Wimbledon Spiritualist Church, and that you can pay by PayPal. And people say, I haven't got a PayPal account, I can't. It doesn't matter. You can still pay via PayPal. And it's paypal.com, pay me at LAD Promotion, which is an arm of the Wimbledon Spiritualist Church. So those who can are extremely grateful. I also would like to say thank you those who have opened direct debits and constantly pay throughout the time that they've not been able to get here. And I also thank those who've sent money into the church through the post, which is very brave of you, but through the post, and I extremely extend that warm thank you to that as well. Because, to say, we've spent a lot of money this year so far on and I've got a lot more to pay. We've got a little porchway outside the front of the church, and the slates have just fallen off recently. So our builders are coming to do that quite soon. So thank you very much. We've got a few names on screen to mention. As I say, it's Claire from Italy, June from Worcester Park, George Woods. Morning, little George. How are you? Hope you're well. Phil, good morning. Thank you for all the work you're doing at the church. Christine, good morning. Lovely to see you again. Alwyn, good morning. Hope you're well, darling. Alwyn Williams is our church organist. Lynn Brown, think I know you, Lynn. How are you? Jacqueline Hill. Good morning, Jackie. I hope you're well, darling. Sharon, good morning. I hope you're okay. Mary, good morning. I hope you're well. And Mary saying good morning to all three of us. Holy Trinity. Julie Caswell, good morning. Hope you're well, darling. Going to give you a call later about Wednesday. Thank you, Sharon, for my birthday wishes. Thank you. Hazel, my mum. Oh, Helen. Helen, good morning. Christine Davis, good morning. Welcome. Maxine, good morning and welcome. Joe, good morning. I hope you're well. It's a lovely picture behind you. Thank you, Jules. Thank you very much indeed. So we'll leave those names for a moment and we're going to ask Jackie now to give us the address. Good morning, Kim and Tracy.
And good morning, everybody. Yes, I'm going to incorporate my reading and address together. So I want to share this. It's actually from a book of inspired poetry from Sylvia Bly, Jim's other half that resides in heaven. And this book he managed to publish after Sylvie had left this earth. I'm sure that she listens to the poetry. And the one that I've chosen is called Missing. And I'll explain my reasons for choosing this as part of my address. But I'll just share with you these words first. I know that you are missing me like you always do. It was my time for moving on, as you will move on too. You cried so much about me, you cried both day and night. But don't be upset anymore, as I'm really, oh, so right. Don't be upset about me, I'm getting on quite well. It's a lovely life on this side, there's so much I could tell. Whenever you feel lonely, just think of what I've said. I'm only a thought away, don't fill your life with dread. Tell them all I'm okay, I'm better than before. I passed on though, as you will too, so you must fret no more. Be happy for me, won't you, and know our love lives on. It's helping me as I live here, I'm not completely gone. And I especially chose that because so many of us are feeling our loved ones missing from our life at this moment. It may be that you've just not seen loved ones for a few days, weeks, months, or it may be that your loved ones are all in the spirit world, and except for the messages at the church, you know, you miss them on a daily basis. It's the first Christmas and New Year that my dad will no longer be on the earth. It's the last of the parents. Ray and I have now officially become the older generation. And for the first time in our married life, we had Christmas dinner, just the two of us. And I had to think of downsizing when I was doing the cooking because I was so used to always doing a whole tray of potatoes. But I thought of all the years when I was growing up and we had such huge Christmases. There would be a really big Christmas with my dad's family, and as my nan had 8 children and they all had partners, and we had 18 cousins, we had the most enormous playtime, seeing cousins and all having presents under the tree, and the most enormous tree. And we all had a meal together in the days before the microwave. Depending what end of the table you were, it was almost as though you know, the more senior you were, the nearer to the top of the table. And by the time you got to all of the younger children, you know, it might have started 10, 15 minutes after everyone else had, because of serving that number of people. And my nan only had a very small 3-bedroom cottage near Waterloo Station. And it was very old. In fact, there was even an outside toilet in those days. And it was amazing because it went from her little lounge into her then scullery. But loads of memories of all the people that were there. And then the Boxing Day was spent at my family home. And my family home was like a commune because my grandparents lived at the bottom of the house. I lived in the middle of the house with my parents and my sister, and the top of the house, my aunt lived with her husband and 7 children. So therefore, Boxing Day dinners were huge once again. And from our first Christmas, we were with Ray's parents as we live with them. So having that Christmas meal was very much a reflection on just the two of us being together and just chilling out for Christmas, and seeing photographs of my son, daughter-in-law, and their 2 boys having a dinner and sending us a photograph with our hats on, and my daughter having the first Christmas probably with just her and her husband, Sean. So very different. And I know that many, many families have either been completely alone as individuals, or it has just been so very, very different. And that's why I thought the words of the poem Missing was because that we're missing people in our physical world now that we can't manage to meet up with and spend the day with, and missing our loved ones from the spirit world as their time to progress. And I just think that the parties up in the spirit world are just 10 times better than the ones here on earth, and the lack of parties. But if you take away all the commercialization and the pressure of having to be feeding, huge groups of people, and just taking it then to the spirituality, then it's very much a time of reflection. And as we have now the last 4 days of this year, the majority of us will be really pleased that this year is coming to an end, because we have that hope of the light at the tunnel appearing in not too distant future, the beginning of the vaccine rollout, the good news that the Oxford vaccine may be approved early January, and just knowing, that people, if they become sick, won't be as sick because there's no antibody tests or just different things that they can give you so that you won't be as sick. So therefore, 2021 starts in a more positive note. We do worry about individuals that have to rebuild their careers, their businesses, their livelihoods, those all in retail, where it would be their busiest time of year, those in the travel industry, literally millions of people affected. But we can rebuild everything that is material. What we can't do is rebuild the lives lost. Those lives are now residing in heaven. And what we have to do is reflect on just how much those individuals meant to us then and still mean to us. I've suggested when we spoke on Christmas Day that have some photographs of your family around you and talk to them over this festive holiday, because they're going to be there, and especially if they know that you physically feel you're on your own. And that's what I very much liked in the poem as well, is saying that I will always be around you. And that's important. And it's important for us to continue to send the light, because we need that light around us as individuals and the light around the world, so that we can motivate individuals to continue to be positive, because we know that positive energy is healing. We know that our thoughts are powerful. Therefore, if we can envisage and visualize ourselves being back in normality and back seeing friends and family, I very much look forward to the visualization I see of us all being back in church together and all being back in our hallway, that we have a lovely hall where we can sit about 20, 25 people, and how much we've enjoyed just sitting for an hour or two and chatting with one another over several pots of tea and several large cakes, and how we're going to be enjoying so many birthdays that we'll be celebrating for people that had birthday lockdowns for this year. Well, we're going to make sure that we do enjoy it with others next year. But it has been a time of reflection. And it's a time normally, as we come to New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, where people think of their New Year's resolutions. And what I want to do is take us away from the usual mundane ones of, oh, well, I'm going to give up smoking, or I'm going to try and lose a bit of weight, you know, because they're sorts of ones we think of every year. But what I want us to do is to look at our footprint spiritually in the world. Our global footprint we know about, but our spiritual footprint, we've had this time of reflection, this time really of the world slowing down that merry-go-round of life, where many of us have been able to do activities that we wouldn't have thought before. I made sure that I read a book in the first few months of lockdown. I love books, but I always think I never really have time to sit and read them. And I read one of our founders' books, Mr. Bush's book, which was over 100 years old. And it was wonderful to have an opportunity to say, well, actually, I don't have to rush for anything. I don't have to rush and go out because there's nowhere to go out to. So we're looking at different things. We're rejoicing in different things. And we've gone down to the barest, simplest of things that are important. Things that we thought were important have had to go by the wayside because it's a new world. It's a new beginning for us. Next year is a new spiritual beginning for us, where hopefully the spirituality that people have found and the feeling of Christmas. And with that Christmas, I mean, it isn't about the giving of gifts, it's about giving of yourself and of love and doing as much kindness as you can. And I will remember 2020, that God and Spirit were everywhere, where individuals were in need, where the soup kitchens were suddenly growing up, where people were walking with parcels for individuals in their community, making sure that neighbours and friends and family were fed, that people were safe. And that's important to be able to carry on with that feeling. Now that we're beginning to know our community, to make sure we look after that community and see ourselves as a reflection of how healthy our community is. So it's important to draw on the strengths of those individuals that have walked for miles or walked 100 times around their garden and raised millions of pounds, and other children that are having difficulty managed to walk with calipers and sitting in wheelchairs and being pushed, and just knowing, you know, that what they're doing, that little part of what they're doing is important. Now, one of my favourite Christmas message films is It's a Wonderful Life. I don't see it, I don't watch it very often on the television, but it's that message of understanding that our own individual life on earth is important. And sometimes we think we're too small to make a difference, that the life that we lead doesn't affect others. And that message of someone, you know, if you've never watched the film, is somebody comes to that realization that actually if they hadn't lived, then other people would have passed on, would have died in accidents, wouldn't have been motivated and supported to do the things that were important to do, and just how different and empty the world is visualized for them when they were not in that world. So it's very important to know, if you do one single positive thing, if you say one single positive prayer each day, send out absent healing to an individual that you know or that you don't know, then it makes a difference. We can send so much love into the world. We can lift that spirit. We can go forward. We know that we will begin to improve our lives, our sense of freedom, our going back into the world. And I want to finish my address by reading another of Sylvie's poems, because it's called Morning Sun. And luckily here this morning at the church, we can see blue sky and sunshine. We left Mitcham and it was pouring down absolutely by the bucket. And as we came into Wimbledon, that the sky was showing the sign of the future for the spring. And it just, you know, even if it's freezing cold outside, just seeing the blue and seeing the sun coming back to us. And this poem, Morning Sun. The first rays of the sun are gleaming. The first shafts on the wall is streaming. And all across the garden beaming. And all the place is shining gold. making all of us feel better, like the good news in a letter, casting off the chains that fetter, releasing many thoughts untold, shining on the birds and flowers, resting on the bush and bowers, sending warmth to last for hours, and nothing left is feeling cold. Healing for the ones with illness, comfort for the humble homeless, a calming in the summer stillness, with all the warmth the world unfolds. So therefore, let us look to that sun. Let us know that we've now passed Yule, we've now passed the longest day, and that each morning the sunrise will be a minute earlier, and that we will have light with us an extra minute later. And we know that the beginning of those winter flowers, the snowdrop, think of us all as a snowdrop, and think of us all coming through the hard, frosty earth into the sunlight, looking for the sun and bringing beauty to the world. Because as small as a little white snowdrop is, that part of us is part of that community of many, many snowdrops together, all doing the work of the light and all being there to make a better world. So I bless you for 2021. May you be happier and healthier, and also may you embrace your family once again and know that your loved ones in the spirit world will continue to embrace you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jackie. Well done. That was a lovely, lovely few words, and the readings from Sylvie as well. Thank you. Just a few moments of healing, everybody. Healing of mind, body and spirit. Healing for the people that are working within the healthcare systems, people working in care homes, spiritual healers, therapists everywhere. We now unite together in healing, and we pray for Rome, Bernie, Lorraine, Amber, Claire, Rachel, and those who have been affected and suffering from the floods, Lynn and family, Barbara and Shirley, and many, many more. We ask healing to be extended out to them through the power of spiritual prayer, and those prayers that are deeply inside our own hearts and our own minds. So let us just have a few moments, a few short moments, before we do the next part of the service, which is the clairvoyance, but just a few moments where we pray for those people we've asked for, and also for those who we know that I may not. So let's go into a healing moment. Father, we thank you for this time of healing, healing of mind, body and spirit, and we pray that if possible, our prayers to be answered, and those who transit to the spirit, may they be received by the wings of angels, reunited with their loved ones in the spirit, and made well once more. Into thy hands, O Lord, we commend the spirits of those who we've prayed for this morning, knowing with thee and through thee, thy will shall always be done. Amen. Thank you, friends. Thank you very much indeed. And we pray for Tyson as well. So we'll do that as well. Well, friends, we've come to that part of the service where our medium Rose will demonstrate the gifts of the Spirit. If Rose should speak to you and she's with you, please answer clearly with your words, and please say yes to what you're saying yes to and explain. And if you're saying no, explain what you're saying no to. So Rose will do her best, and we'll be with you all in a few more moments.
Oh, dear.
All right.
Yeah.
Might have to stand back a bit.
No. Right. Hello. Can you see me? Can you hear me? I'm here. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Well, thanks for that lovely address. Yeah, that was beautiful. Really inspiring, Jack. said everything we was all thinking. Now, I've had several people with me, and I've got to try and dissemble because I've never got used to this, not having an audience, you know, not having actual people here. But you never say you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Right, okay, talking of dogs, I have a dog here with me, but I also have a lady, and I keep hearing the name Angelina, and I was thinking we were talking about different styles this morning on the way, and I kept thinking, were we talking about Angelina Jolie? But we wasn't. But I do keep hearing the name Angelina, and I don't know if this is somebody in spirit or somebody's being called to. I have a lady with me. She's not terribly old. I would have said 60s, maybe 70s, but she was very, that's an awful thing to say, but she says well preserved. She was a very well-dressed lady. I feel very well-groomed, not overly made up, but she definitely always looked very smart. What she did have, she kept nicely. She said she'd learnt well. I get the feeling that she'd come from somewhere where she was well brought up. There may not have been a lot of money, but she was taught how to dress well. And I think she passed this on to her children. She said she was very, although she's not bringing me this confusion, she said the last part of her life was not as she would have wished it because her faculties weren't as they had been. And when I say her faculties weren't as they had been, there was a lot of confusion in her mind. And I'm not saying that she had dementia, but she definitely brings that forward to me. And she could come across as severe looking sometimes, but she wasn't a severe lady. I get the feeling she was a very kind lady at heart, but I feel that it may have been her what she had to do in her life. I feel like she had a lot of responsibility. She was either a teacher or a matron. It's that sort of a feeling. Thank you very much, Ray. And I feel that because of that, she sometimes could come across with a stern face. Can anybody understand that? Am I getting through Angelina Ballerina? Someone's put Angelina Ballerina. Well, quite possibly, Cheryl. I don't know, but the lady that's with me doesn't look anything like Angelina Ballerina. I have seen that cartoon. My sister's got grandchildren. And my friends have got children, so I've seen a few cartoons. But yeah, can anybody understand this? Can anybody, relate to this lady? Forget the name for a moment. I just want to concentrate on this lady. No?
Richard, we'll come back to you when I've got something.
Okay. Right. Okay. She wants to pass a message on. Now, you're just mentioning the name Richard. I've also got the name Richard, and I've got the name John. I know they're not uncommon names, and she's not telling me if those people are with her in spirit or whether she wants to connect to somebody here. I feel that they're with her in spirit, but there is also somebody here, and I feel that she wants to connect to a lady and a man. And I don't know if that's a husband or a wife or a brother and a sister. These would have been very closely connected to her, either a son and a daughter-in-law or a nephew or niece. I feel I'm more connected to the man than the lady. No? We're not getting anything so far. Okay. Oh, don't do this to me. Right. Can somebody accept a lady that would have been either a nurse or a teacher? I can't see very clearly. Sounds like my mum.
Looking heroes.
But right, she works for the schools. Right, okay. The lollipop lady at the dinner lady. Right, okay.
That's Bernie.
Right.
Portsmouth.
Okie doke. Bernie, your mother has passed, doesn't she? Because this lady's in spirit.
She is.
Yeah, right, okay. As I say, she could look very severe. She must have been a lovely looking lady when she was young, because I feel she had beautiful cheekbones, and that's why I said even as an older lady, she still looked, you know, what you would say was a nice looking lady. And as I said, you know, there may not have been money, but she dressed very well. Forget the name. Her mum was a teacher. Oh, that's Kim. No. I feel more possibly, who's this? Oh, Bernie. Yeah, right, okay, because I felt I was more with you, Bernie. Right, okie doke. She's stepping back a little bit, and definitely there would have been, she was a very intelligent lady, and I feel she would have felt the loss of her, and she keeps saying her faculties, okay? I feel that it might not have been for a long time. It may even have been that she'd had a stroke, or she was on certain medication that made her very like that. And I get the feeling that she definitely resented losing her, as she puts it, her marbles. Okay? Yeah, you're saying yes. I can see the yes.
Yeah.
Well, she's coming forward. Obviously, she's not like that at all. Funny enough, you know, a lot of people have been saying to me how they're losing their memory, they can't remember things, and unfortunately, I've had to put up with that nearly all my life, because I've got ME, so you know I get periods like that. But I know how disconcerting it is, and she's just saying that. I get the feeling that either you or someone close to you is getting very forgetful at this time. Yeah, she did have a stroke. Thank you. Thank you for telling me that. And I feel that there's someone around you or yourself is very forgetful at this moment. And it's really, I feel it may be you, because it's really winding you up at the moment. Because it seems as if you've got so many things you wanted to get done, you've wanted to sort out for yourself or someone else, but it's just like the more you try to do, the less you're getting done. An aneurysm in her bright, oh, thank you for that. But I want to say that whatever is going on around you at the moment, it's like you seem to have so many things going on in your mind, and it's like you're forgetting things, or you're thinking, I'm overwhelmed with everything that's going on at the moment. I don't know if you have a son, but she talks about a son. I don't know whether this is a young son or an older son, but she says there's some concern around a son at the moment.
And an aneurysm in the head.
Yeah, I know. I saw that bit, right? But do you have a son? Yes. Right. Okay. And I feel that there's a lot of concern around your son at the moment. I don't mean that he's terribly ill necessarily, but there has been a lot of worry's not the right word, all right? But I feel that it's quite trying at the moment, all right? I don't know how old your son is. It might be a young son, but I feel as if he's a bit older. And I don't know if it's you that's tearing your hair out, but it's like I just don't know what to do at the moment, all right? You've had a lot going on, like a lot of us. You've had a lot going on over the last couple of years, and it's like you feel like you want a rest, But the trouble is your brain is not allowing you to rest. All right. Right. Okay. Well, I feel it's one of the older ones. My youngest son is 5, thank you. But it's, I'm not saying that you don't have concern about the others, but one of the older ones, I feel that there's been a lot of concern around him. Now, this may be to do with work, it may be to do with a lot of things. We don't have to air it all here. But I'm not going to say, oh, yes, it's all going to be wonderful. I'd love to, but that's not real life, as we know. But I do feel that, I'm not saying you're making a mountain out of a molehill, because, you know, when it's our own, it's easy to you know, like to be confident when it's other people, but when it's our own, it's a lot more difficult. But I do want to say that they are with you, and they are with him, and they are leading him to the right place. I don't know why, but she's showing me the desert. Now, I know this is the desert and not Blackpool, because I can see a camel. They have to show me literal things because I'm a bit simple. So, you know, and I feel that there's a little bit of a standing joke there with her. I don't know whether somebody went on a camel ride or they wanted to visit the, you know, a part somewhere. I'm being taken to North Africa. So it may be Egypt or Tunisia or somewhere around that way. And she's bringing back a memory, or as if somebody always had a wish to go somewhere. Like my middle one. Now, Bernie, I don't know whether you yourself are mediumistic or, but I'm feeling a very strong healing vibration with you at the moment. Oh, I've been to Egypt, give her a camel as a present from there. Oh, bless you, darling. Because she was just giving, I knew it was a memory because she was just giving it to me. Oh, it's funny. I love the little details they give sometimes. And I feel as if, you know, you are very, you are one that sits and I don't feel that you feel what Jackie was saying earlier about a wonderful life. You feel you don't work, or you would like to work, and you feel you're not giving of yourself. But I feel that you send out a lot of prayers for people. I don't know whether you are a healer or whether you would like to train as a healer, but I want to say that you do a lot more good than you actually realise. And sometimes, especially with our own, the trick is wrapping them and putting that light around them, blessing them, and knowing they're looked after. All right? But that is one of the biggest presents you can do, because he is looked after, all your children are looked after. And I do feel very, very strongly that the prayers that you send out, you are being thanked for those prayers, because they do a lot of good. They bring a lot of light in the world, more than you realise. Okay? I am spiritual. Oh, I'm really glad to hear it, darling.
She does work as a working in circle. She's sitting.
Lovely. Okay, because I felt that energy from you. And I feel that you do send out your prayers. And I know we can't, especially those that are trained to be mediums, you know, we can't work the way we have. We've all had to get used to working in new ways, you know, but absent healing, you know, that always works. The light of spirit is always with us. And I get the feeling that, you know, when things change, you will make a wonderful worker for spirit, because you have that genuine feeling in here. All right? Take your mum's love. I'm still hearing those men's names, so I may have left you. It may be, I've got cross links here. So if you can't understand Richard and John, that may be my next link. Okay? Right. Okay, thank you. Bless you, darling. I've got to go on to the next one now. Oh, dear. And I've got somebody here with a back as bad as mine at the moment. Right. And I've definitely got that name, Richard. He might have been called Ricky or Rick. I don't think it's Dad, Jackie. I think that this is someone else, because I would know Dad, I would know the feeling. But whoever this man is, oh gosh, he did not have a bad back. He may have just been known as Richard. I don't want to say Dick or Dickie, because that's quite old-fashioned, but it's possible. If it was contracted. Right, okay. My gentleman, I feel, definitely had problems with his back and his spine. He might have had those problems for quite some time. This may have been the result of an injury, or it may have been arthritis, but all I know is he really, really felt it.
Just say it again.
Oh, thank you. Well, you're welcome, my darling. Can anybody take this gentleman, my gentleman here? I've definitely got this name, Richard. Now, it's possible it may be a last name. Right. Thank you, Richard. And I know those two names definitely went together. Right. Do forgive me, John. Right. Okie doke. Oh, I have to say, I don't need to tell you, Richard, that he doesn't have that problem now. He's learned that he doesn't need that pain, and he learned quite quickly. And I don't necessarily say that he understood this or believed in this, but he did. He moved on quite quickly. And I feel, I don't know how he passed, but definitely this poor man had a lot to contend with throughout his life. I'm not feeling sorry for him, but I feel, like as somebody, like we all do, like we get our aches and our pains. Pain is a hard thing to deal with. Constant pain is a hard thing to deal with. And I feel sometimes it made him a little grumpier than he actually was. Does that make sense? Yeah, I get that. Right, thank you, because that's what he's saying. He said, at heart, he wasn't a grumpy man. Unfortunately, because he was in a lot of pain, I think sometimes he come across as more grouchy than he would have liked to have been. And I do understand. I mean, like we all do. Those, we all know what we're like when we're in pain. It doesn't, lend itself to, making us come across it in the best possible way. But I do feel that this must have affected, I don't know whether it was a degenerative thing, but it must have affected his stance as well, because I feel as if his back might have had a slight curve to it, and that made life a lot more difficult as well. Right, okay. Your mum, your mum does. She hasn't passed, has she? Because I don't feel your mum up here. Right, okay. Also, the pair of them had these problems then. Oh dear, poor things. Right. I feel, I get the feeling that your mum battles on a little bit. All right. And sometimes, again, I feel sometimes her tongue's a little bit sharper than she means it to be. But you get that. And I feel that you're one of the people, I think that the people that are close to her, when I say know how to handle her, you understand the difference between her just being in pain and finding life difficult and being really crotchety. It's like you can jolly her back again. Does that make sense? Yeah? And I feel she laughs and says, oh, don't take no notice of me. I'm just being an old crosspatch. Right, thank you. Because he's saying, you know, she copes better than he did, and you know, he said we were a right pair together. He said, but she, you know, like she does come out of it and she does shake herself and she laughs and says, oh, you know, I'm only being an old misery. I feel very strongly that I don't know whether she's quite isolated at the moment, and I know a lot of us are, but she's feeling it. Don't get me wrong, your mum's a very independent lady, a very independent lady. Despite her problems with her back, I feel she put me to shame. Chloe? Yeah, that's what I just said. I don't know if she's quite isolated. I do feel she's very independent, but even she is feeling it. I feel, you know, like, it's like me. I live on my own and I'm quite used to it. In fact, I need time to myself. I actually enjoy my own company. But I have to say, through the first lockdown, I actually had a little bit of a meltdown. It didn't last long, but that was very unusual for me, very unusual. You know, because there's one thing enjoying your own company and, you know, and liking a little bit of solitude. And there's another thing having it forced on us day in, day out. I do feel that, you know, again, she is one that picks herself up and puts on a brave face on things. But I want to say that they are around her. Now, I don't know whether she knows about this or whether she understands about spiritualism or life after death, but I get the feeling she is sensitive to souls around her. Whether she understands it for that or not. Right, okay. Well, all I want to say is that they are around her, and it may be, I think she might believe a little bit more than you think. You know, but sometimes people don't always want to admit it. But I feel that she's felt things around her. She's either been, you know, sitting more or being quiet more. You know, it's the television's boring me. You know, I'm swamped. I don't want television. There's, you know, like too much of it. And I feel that where she's been sitting quietly, I think that she's been sensing people around her, sensing people or smelling things that she can't explain. I don't know if her partner smoked, but I can smell cigar or pipes. It's very aromatic. It's not like cigarettes are today. It's that sort of a smell. So, and it's like, it reminds me of pipe smoke. You know, that lingers sometimes. I don't mean you might. Pardon? Okay. And I feel that, I know you probably feel a little bit frustrated, maybe you'd like to do more for her. I get the feeling that's more logistic than anything else. I know we're all observing rules and you know, and everything, but I feel that maybe she doesn't live near to you, or that near to you. But one way or another, I know that they are all with her. I don't know if there's a special birthday coming up either at the end of the month or the early January, but there's a special memory around that time. Okay, and I feel that she gets very thoughtful and reflective, so it may be a passing or somebody in Spirit's birthday. She also tells me that she built bridges when she went over. I don't know if there'd been a separation in her life with family, or she had a difficult relationship with somebody in her family, but she tells me that she's built a bridge with somebody that she fell out with. Pardon? Her mother is still here. It may not. Your mother. Oh, right. Okay. Oh, you said that, didn't you? Then it must be him, it's not your stepfather, but your mum's partner. There was someone that he fell out with, or somebody that there was a distance. Now, it may have been a child of his own, or it may have been, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because he tells me that he's built bridges. Right. Sorry, I didn't mean to put your mum in spirit. Bless her heart. Okay. I feel that there is a dog here as well. I don't know if this is your dog, Richard, or whether it is, you know, like this belonged to your mum, but there is a small terrier-like dog here. I don't think, yeah, you don't? Right, okay. Because I was going to say, I don't think this dog made old bones. He wasn't a puppy, but I feel as if he was sort of midlife. But he was a beautiful, you know how all our animals are special, but you know how sometimes there's one that grabs you more, you know, or just as that something. He may have been a rescue, but there was a reason, and I feel that, you know, they don't leave us. He's here. Now, I don't know whether this dog belonged to you or whether it's for your mum, but I was going to say, I feel that there are animals around her, and I feel if she sometimes must see them or think she sees them, she thinks it's her imagination, and I think that there's either a cat or there's something else that she sometimes trips up over. It's not a real one. I don't necessarily feel that there is an animal there now, but definitely there's lots of spirit animal around her. So I feel that she's had many animals that she's loved in her time. Okay. And it's a duck here as well. I just give it as I see it. Never interpret, just give it. So I don't know whether somebody had a duck or pet duck. Okay, well, if you could ask your mum, because for some reason I've got this white duck and I don't feel I'm with someone else, all right? And again, there might be a memory because I can hear somebody laughing. Okie doke. So it may have been something that she thought was a pet when she was younger. God forbid it might have ended up on the table. But I mean, you know, I just feel that there's some memory connected to this duck. But it's beautiful, lovely thing. It's right by my leg. Okay, then I'm going to leave it there. I feel I know that sometimes, you know, when we're involved in this, we're supposed to have all the answers, and it doesn't work like that. And for some reason, you're feeling not needy, that's not the wrong word, but you would like some confirmation, or you would like something, you know, you would just like some comfort. I don't know anything about you, Richard. I don't know what you're going through or you know, what your life is. But you're in need of some comfort at the moment. Does that make sense? Yeah. Because they're saying that, you know, the answers are there within you. Look within, okay? Because I feel that, you know, this is wonderful. I mean, all these things you're doing, this is a wonderful thing. None of us would deny that. But I feel that there are even greater opportunities coming to you. This may be to you personally, but great opportunities coming next year. Okay. Okay. And some new equipment. I don't know why I've got to say that, but someone's just said you're going to be surprised. I don't know if you're saving up for something new, but I mean, the equipment all looks very high tech to me, but I don't know anything about these things. But for some reason, it's either going to be donated or it's something you particularly want, and it would make life, it would really expand things for you. Yeah? Okay. It may be something that doesn't come from this country. It's like something that's really expensive. but for some reason, I feel that you're going to realise this dream, okay? And that's coming from them over there, and they know better than we do. All right, so I'm going to say bless you and see if I can get someone else. Okay. Oh my God, before I leave you, I've got a sheepdog here. The interesting thing, it's not a lassie collie or a Welsh collie. You know, I don't know if you've ever watched Wile E. Coyote. You know the sheepdog with the fringe coming down? It's very American, isn't it? You know, and they're just showing me one of those. You know, like an old English sheepdog. And I don't know if that's a memory or if you knew someone that had one. I might have left you then. I actually wasn't sure. I may have left you. Right. Bless you, darling. You're welcome. I feel I've got someone here. Right, okay. And they're bringing in this old-fashioned sheepdog. It's like a Dulux dog, but it's one colour.
Julie put up there, she had a pet duck. Julie Caswell.
Oh, did she? Oh, well, why am I not surprised?
Yes, I was just going to say
that doesn't surprise me. Deluxe dog.
Dulux dog.
Julie, yeah, she's put deluxe. Yeah. I think that's Cheryl. Right, okay, yeah, a Dulux dog. Definitely, and oh yeah, I had a white pet duck. Oh, bless you, Julie. Right, okay, well,
Petra had a dog like that as well.
Petra?
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So you've got two.
I feel I am with a couple here. In fact, I feel I've got a whole host of them. Now, I know that there was two people that said about the dog, so bear with me, and because I'm not sure where I am. I know I've got a couple. Now, Petra, I know your mum.
There's another lady's come up and said she had a dog, a friend had a dog like that and just received photographs of her.
Right, lovely.
So.
Okay. Oh, I have a couple that's coming forward, and I feel that they would have been, I don't know if it's parents, but I feel they would have been connected with this dog. I don't know if they had one or more than one of these dogs, you know, over time, not at the same time, but I feel that they were a great love because, you know, not everybody is, you know, able to keep those sorts of dogs because they are big. You know, you need to have the space. Good foot warmers though. Right, and me too, someone's just said. Right, okay. Then this is somebody I feel whose parents or grandparents, this dog would have been associated with them because this is definitely a couple coming together. All right. So I don't know which out of the four of you that would apply to, but they made it very clear that these two came as a pair. So it's somebody who's I'm feeling both their parents are in spirit. Okay, right, let's see what else I get. Oh, God, back. Pray, pray, pray.
Petra's put yes, and I had a toy one too.
Right, okay. Then that may be where I'm going then. Now, I'm not seeing this couple, so I can't for definite say, but I do feel that's right, as the energy does feel right. Now, I did know your mum, Petra, but I didn't know your dad. Am I correct in saying that you were named after your dad? Is Petra, was your dad Peter? Yeah.
Give it a few seconds.
That's the one thing I'll never get used to is the delay.
No. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Right, okie doke. And I don't know, I know.
I was.
Right, okay, because I'm hearing Peter, that's all. And I feel very strongly that, I don't know if this is your dad, but oh gosh, my back, again, my back. But I know this isn't me. I know that this is this person. So I get the feeling that either your mum or your dad, I know your mum had was very severely ill before she passed, But this is definitely, again, pain in my lower back, pain in my spine. So whoever it was had problems or pain in that area. Oh, yes, Peter. And we're all suffering, and I know you don't, you know, even before the lockdown, you not got to church as often as you would like, but I feel that you're really, really down at the moment over something. Something is, you're always such a sunny person, Petra, but something is really, and I feel a terrible sadness within. Obviously, I know you miss your mum and dad, and this is always a poignant time for people, but I don't know what's making you sad. It's almost as if it's coming from somewhere within. I don't know if you've had some sad news, or you're just heartbroken over something. But I'm not telling you, oh, it's all going to be well and all going to be wonderful, but your mum and dad are beaming. I want to say they're smiling, and they're saying tomorrow's a new day, tomorrow's a new day. And I feel I've got to give you a fresh life. There is, right, okay. Your mum's saying there's more than one way to skin a mongoose. Gold. Thank you, Ros. And I know that was her because I could hear her voice.
It sounds like Ros.
Yeah. She said, you know, if you can't get through something, go round it or climb over it or just look in another direction. I know you're heartbroken at the moment. I have no idea why, but yes, he had bad back. Yeah. No, that was your dad? Yeah, very much. Very down at the moment. Okay, darling. They're just saying that they can't take, you know, like they understand that, and they wish they could, you know, just wave a magic wand for you, but life isn't like that. But I do feel very, very strongly that there's a change in the air. Whatever is making you so heartbroken, or whatever disappointment you're having, it's as if you're going to find a way through, all right? Because I do feel that the future holds for you much more bountiful things than you can imagine. I don't know whether you and your hubby are thinking of moving, but definitely I want to say there's a change on the horizon for you. And I feel that that change will do you both the world of good.
I hope so.
Oh, please do more than hope, believe, because I don't know why, but your mum's giving you, I'm not sure if it's a Christmas angel, it looks like a fairy, because it's got a wand with a little star on, and it's like very childlike, and she's laughing, and she's saying, you know, it's your good luck fairy, it's your fairy godmother. So it's like a wish. So something you are wishing for, I don't know if that's to do with your home or a job, or I don't know, but it's something that is something that's in your heart or hearts. So it's something that you and Phil want very much, because she's just saying, you know, there is light at the end of the tunnel. And your dad's just saying you're too pretty to have a frown. Your dad was very much a gentleman, wasn't he? I have to say, there wasn't a day went by that your mum didn't miss him.
She gave my mum and dad an angel for Christmas.
Oh, bless you. Well, all I can say is she is giving that back to you. This one had a wand, I have to say. So it's like, I want to say that it's sending that wish back to you. And your dad was really, really a gentleman.
Okay, I really needed to hear that.
Okay, because they're just saying that, you know, he is just saying to me, there isn't, you know, like nothing that you have done in your life that he's not proud of. And he said, if he he had gone out and picked you a husband, he wouldn't have picked anybody else. And I feel that that's for him, you know. So definitely, he says you have everything you need to make your futures. This is only a blip. Whatever you're going through at the moment is only a blip. He says there, you know, like you have, you know, you have so many wonders coming to you, you can't see at the moment. All right. So I'm going to say bless you because I don't know if I've got time for another or not.
That's it, or you can do one more, whatever you prefer. If you want to sit down, that's fine.
Can I sit down? Oh,
he won't see you.
Oh no.
I want to say, if you want to leave it.
No. All right. No. I'm all right. I'm okay.
He won't see you, unfortunately.
No. I'm too short. I know. I'm too short, Richard.
Sort you out another time.
Okay. Oh. Okay.
I can try.
I'll sit back a little bit. Sorry, babe.
No, that's fine.
Oh, the spirit's willing. The body. I feel like a queen sitting here.
Yeah, I thought that was going to happen. I've broken it.
All right, let's see who I've got with me.
I can't move it anymore, Richard. It's just snapped. Okay.
Right. Okay. Ooh. Right, I have someone, I've got the name Tony being given to me. I don't like them just giving me names, it really annoys me. I don't know if I'm connected with somebody called Tony or whether this is someone called Tony here. I actually feel the latter. I feel as if I'm linking with somebody that has been, I don't know if they've been bereaved in this last year, but definitely they're still going through a grieving period in their life. And I feel that, I just want to give the name Tony. I don't know whether that is the person that's died, that's passed, but it may be somebody that's giving a message. I feel as if that there has been a recent bereavement. It's not necessarily COVID related, because as we know, there are other things going on in the world, but definitely I don't feel that this person's been gone a year. Can anybody, is there anybody who can accept that? I can't see, what does that say?
Petra's still saying.
Oh right, okay, bless you Petra. Right, I have a lady here with me. Just step forward. She's quite a biggish built lady. She's, yeah, built for comfort, not for speed. That's her terms. And she's got the most amazing laugh. And I feel that she would have been part of a large family. And it's like, I get the feeling the sisters and, you know, there might have been a few sisters and aunts, and it was a very close-knit family. And I get the feeling that somebody is, what Jackie was saying about, you know, memories of childhood or memories when families all got together and large families, you know, everybody crammed into a small house. I get the feeling that this would have been a similar thing. This lady had a really, I want to say, fruity laugh. She wasn't rude or crude, but she did have a naughty laugh, this lady.
Right, Sharon Hobbs, I can take Tony in spirit and Tony on the earth, Rose.
Okay. Can you accept the lady? I can't see. Yes?
No, nothing yet.
Right,
Just come up. I'll tell you.
Right, okay.
I can see the screen from here. Yes, my name, that's right, about family.
Okay. And this lady had definitely, she had a real rich laugh. You know, and it may be, is that Sharon Louise? So
I think so.
are we talking about your nanny that was the medium? Ivy, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Then it may be that, you know, that what she presented to the world, I get the feeling when you knew her and she you know, like she let down that mask. You know, she really enjoyed life, because I'm feeling as if, you know, like I can laugh at silly things. It may have been she had a silly sense of humour. I get the feeling that your grandfather did, definitely. Yeah. I almost feel as if I want to say like Just William type of humour, you know, banana skin humour, you know, like whoopee cushions and things like that, you know, schoolboy humour. But they laughed through life, and they said laughter got us through many things. You know, don't think our life was all wonderful. Don't think our life was one big holiday. Just because we didn't always talk about the things that had gone on, or the things that had grieved us, or broke our heart. But we'd had it, and there were times when cracks would show, but laughter kept us together. And being able to understand that nobody's life is perfect, you know, we were able to talk as well.
And Nan and Grandad were nuts.
Yeah, good. That's good. That's what I wanted to hear. Although I only knew your Nan slightly, I didn't know her well, you know, but I just got that feeling that, you know, if she, in her family environment or with close friends, you know, like if she was in a social environment, she really had, they both did, had a love of life. And I want to say that, you know, you're feeling very down, you're not knowing which way to go. You know, I know that your spiritual work's coming on, and you're doing little bits and pieces. But I feel that, you know, things maybe at home aren't 100% or wonderful. I know you've got problems. I know you yourself haven't got, you know, your health. You've got health problems, but I feel there's more going on than that. And I get the feeling sometimes you're feeling, even though you've got family around you and you've got a partner, you're sometimes feeling a little bit isolated. It may be that you need a little bit of time to yourself. A lot of mediums do. You know, and
Thank you, I can totally relate.
Right, okay, but it's a case of having a little bit of give and take on both sides. Your nanny's saying, on both sides. She said, I will hold my hand up. I wasn't always the easiest person on the planet. She said, you know, like I could be very dogmatic when I wanted to be. She said, but, you know, your granddad could usually pull around, or, you know, like, they both had their own opinions on things. But the thing is that they could talk about it. And that is the key to everything. Laughter and communication. You know, you lose them and you lose everything. Now, I'm not saying that this is particularly you and your partner are going through a bad time. I think that it is a trying time all round for everybody. And again, what I was talking about earlier about being in pain, I don't know if one or the other of you has been in a lot of pain lately, but definitely, you both have the right ingredients to pull together. You know, you both have a sense of family and loyalty, and, you know, you can pull yourselves together, all right? It's important for both of you. Don't lose it, because what you have is special. Now, I have no idea what I'm talking about, but I'm only repeating what she said. And yes, I don't know if this is one of your children, but yes, she was there the other day, and I feel it was when somebody was in bed. One of your children has difficulty getting to sleep. I'm not medical, you know, I always say that. You know, we don't diagnose or do anything like that, but I feel he's a soul that, you know, gets very restless. I'm saying he, so it may be a boy. Well, I'm assuming so anyway. But I feel that he was in bed, and I don't know if he saw your Nan, but your Nan said she was there.
She said it's me with the pain.
Right, okay. But she's talking about one of your children. Well, your nan appeared to somebody, and that takes a lot of energy to do. And I feel it may have been just when they were in bed, or drifting off to sleep, or waking up, because it gave them a bit of a start. But she said she was there looking after them, because I feel it. So it may have been you, you know. But definitely she was around them. But one of your children does see spirit. It doesn't mean the others don't. I mean, although I've worked longer as a medium, my sister actually works like my mum. She sees, I sense. You know, so even children get things differently. I always knew things, you know, I was a know-all, but yeah, you know, but definitely one of them sees spirit, and I get the feeling that, you know, your nan is letting you know that she is around. She's been here with him. Okay, your mum's still here though, isn't she? Your mum's still here? Yeah. I don't know if your mum's been having a trying time as well.
Sharon also says, thank you so much, I am so glad.
Oh, okay, because I get the feeling that, that there's been a lot of worry around your mum as well. Yeah, okay, all right. I don't know if Ivy is your mum's, this is your mum's parents or your dad's, but she's saying that they're putting light and they're sending her healing, and they're with her quite a lot. All right, and I'm going to say bless you, darling, and yeah, thank you for listening to me. Richard, thank you for adjusting everything so I could have a little sit down. So bless you all, and I'll leave it and I'll hand you back to Ray.
Thank you very much. Thank you all very much indeed. I hope you've enjoyed our service. Next Sunday, we've got a young man called Ashley Robinson. It's going to be our medium. So we're looking forward to that. I'll probably might mean me having to go rugby with Ethan instead, but one of us would be here. And Richard, I don't know what you've got on this afternoon? Sunday sofa? Right. Mark Fletcher? Marcus Lapser, yes, sorry. Marcus Lapser, VIP lounges will be around those of you who are VIP members. And please, can I ask everyone to support Spiritual Psychics TV? You can become a patron and a VIP, and Richard will put that all up on screen later. There's quite a number of people doing that. And always, if you can, support it by watching it, but also by becoming a supporter and patron. It's about £1 a month, I believe. So that's all good work. And I do know I can't thank Richard enough for what he's helped us with Wimbledon Church. And I believe Ashley's on Friday. Yeah, I know he seemed to mention something to Jackie and I the other day. So New Year's Eve, Ashley's on, if you're going to do it. So right, okay. New Year's Eve service, for those who are on their own, Richard will be doing that, and I believe he's going to do some of his mediumship.
Are you?
He calls it his lying mediumship, but Mary Dixie here at Wimbledon said it's not fibbing mediumship, it's very legit. So thank you, Phil, for your words towards everyone. Thank you very much indeed. Wimbledon's got a Zoom meeting here on Wednesday, either here or at home, but we've got a Zoom meeting. And Leslie Knight will be our medium from 1 till 2. And Jackie will be sorting something out, part of the chat and discussion with probably Julie on the Wednesday, 12 till 1. Or just before. So Claire, Happy New Year to you as well. I hope you're safe out there. We're all going to do our best. I believe you're in Italy. I keep forgetting. I'm getting old. That 62nd birthday's really got to me this year. But look after yourself, Claire, and we do miss you. And look after yourself. It feels like it, I tell you. Bernadine, thank you. You've enjoyed your service. Thank you. And Rose, thanks you for your mediumship as well. And we all do our best to keep safe. Christine, I think we know Christine Lacey. Christine, hello, how are you? Have a wonderful day, she's telling everyone. So friends, thank you all very much. And those who can join us on the Zoom meeting, the details will be on the church page quite soon, but we're looking forward to seeing you in the new year with Ashley Robinson and our medium. Oh, someone called Lynn Brown says, well done, Rose.
Oh, bless her. Thank you, love. Do I know her?
Yeah, I think you do.
Oh, well.
And thank you, June, as well, and Alwyn. So, friends, I'll just close our meeting with prayer. Heavenly Father, as we go our separate ways, may we take with us the power and the love of the Spirit. May we manifest that love into the world, to bring joy, to bring comfort, to heal the sick, to comfort the bereaved, and bring peace and joy to this world. For there is a peace of God that passes all understanding. It keeps our hearts and minds in knowledge and the love of God and of the teachings of the Spirit. So we depart in peace with that blessed Trinity within our heart, Father, Son, and Light. Amen. God bless you, friends.